Ladies, gentlemen, and others, welcome back to another episode of Take Me Out to the Podcast, Postseason Edition. Now, I just want to say I'm very thankful to all of the teams for so far not wrecking either of our brackets even more than they already are. The Dodgers tried last night in that ninth inning. They tried really hard. But let's get into some of this action. First game of the day, we got Miami versus Atlanta. Atlanta is 2-0. The Marlins are relying on Sixto Sanchez to come in and extend their season. How confident are you in that?
I think Sixto's going to get it done. I mean, Sixto has kind of been that guy, since he came and joined the Marlins. But if he can't get it done, they're going home. Like, if he can't give them 6-7 innings, 1 or 2 run baseball, I don't see how the Marlins are going to score more than 4 runs, 3 runs. So Sixto's got to be the guy. He's got to lock down the Braves and that potent offense. They've been insane. Darno, Dansby Swanson, you know the rest. Acuna, all of them. So if Sixto can't be the guy, the Marlins are going home.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Sixto Sanchez will also be pitching against his manager, Don Mattingly, who for his entire career, including with Clayton Kershaw, we saw it game 1, Sandy Alcantara, 6 innings, 3 runs, about 90 pitches. Great, solid outing for a kid. Let the bullpen go to work. But what does Don Mattingly do? Puts him out there, first 2 men get on, brings in a reliever, Yimi Garcia, who's been pretty good this year, prominent to home run balls. Gives up a homer. Alcantara's left with 6 innings, 5 runs, and looks absolutely terrible. And then Pablo Lopez pitched great, 2 bad pitches, and the Marlins just couldn't wake up. And also in game 2, Tyler Matzik, Will Smith, and Mr. Give Me Your Energy, Mark Melancon, combined for 3 innings. Didn't give up a hit over the last 3 innings of that game. What are your expectations for this Marlins offense?
I don't know. I think Cooper's got to step up at first. If he can get his bat going, I think that's a great jump start. Miggy Rojas, he was the guy in game 1, but they couldn't get it done. They need a spark. Somebody's got to spark them because they looked flat yesterday. If they can't get that spark, they're going home. But I do think they do have a shot with Sixto. The bats just got to get going. If the bats can get going, get behind Sixto, give him some run support, they'll be fine.
Who is your spark for the Marlins?
I think it's going to be Miggy Rojas. I think he's going to get it done. I think he's going to be the guy today. I think Miggy, I don't know if he'll go yard, but he'll have a clutch hit today.
No, I'm feeling Garrett Cooper. I hope one of us is right again so we can do a little promo thing because that game should be over by the time this episode comes out. Also, so we saw it with game 1, right? We said last week, and we were talking a little bit, we said that the Marlins were going to have to beat Fried or Anderson if they wanted to push this to 5 because that Braves lack of starting rotation depth. They beat Fried. They did, but their bullpen just imploded. They didn't beat Ian Anderson. Can they possibly beat Kyle Wright?
I think so. I do think if they're going to steal a game, obviously it can't be game 4 if they don't steal this one. But if there is a game that they can steal, it is this one. I think their bats, they just got to get going. Like they look really bad yesterday. But like you said, they did beat Fried, but the bullpen, like you said, imploded. If their bats get going today, maybe that builds momentum into game 4. And maybe we see a game 5. I don't know if it'll happen, but it'd be fun if it did. I love postseason baseball, so give me more of it. But if they do get going today, I do like their odds tomorrow.
As a selfish Dodgers fan, I want this series to go 5 games, having to pitch Fried on short rest, and then I want the Dodgers to sweep. Just give Buehler a little more time to rest up that blister. But another blemish on baseball in general, Houston Astros.
Yeah,
George Springer moved up to, I believe it was tied for 7th in career postseason home runs, 17 homers, right next to actual legends like David Ortiz, Jim Tomei, and Nelson Cruz. First of all, does George Springer move up to 5th with Mickey Mantle and Reggie Jackson this series, or does he have to wait until either next series or next year?
I mean, I hope he has to wait until next year because that means they'd be going home. But I do think I mean, the ball's been flying out of Dodger Stadium. They've been playing day games. So I do think he's going to get it this series. I hope not because I can't stand the Astros and everything that they did. But I do think he'll get it this series. But I do think Oakland can come back.
Yeah, as of right now, the Astros have not declared a starting pitcher. We are still a little frustrated about that. It could be one of a number of guys, but Frankie Montas is going for the Oakland A's. And the most important story in baseball right now that I feel like not too many people are talking about, if this series goes to Game 5, Mike Fiers is scheduled to
Yep.
start for the A's. I don't even
It's
care if the A's win that game. I want to see it.
It's perfect. I would love for Mike Fiers to come out there and just like plunk somebody, like with the first pitch, just plunk their leadoff batter, just for fun. Like it's a storyline that I think everybody in baseball wants to see. Like I think if it gets to Game 5 tomorrow, and that's the matchup, I think everybody is watching that game just because all of their history. Fiers is the one who exposed it all. It'd be perfect, and it'd be perfect if he beat him. Like, could you imagine if Game 5 you were already down 2-0, the dude who ratted on you comes in and just beats you? It'd be perfect. It'd be like it's poetic justice if that happens.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I want to see it happen. I'm not that concerned with if he beats him. Also, shout out Liam Hendricks. What a performance yesterday. Comes in the 7th,
Bald.
runs into a little bit of trouble in the 8th, but absolutely shoves. But throwing so much in the first 3 games, really, can you count on him for anything in Game 4?
I think he's out for Game 4. I think they're just gonna have to trust the rest of their guys, and their bullpen hasn't been bad. They were pretty good towards the end of the year, so you can kind of go without him, but you're definitely gonna need him if you get to a Game 5. So I would definitely rest him today and just hope for the best.
Yeah, I think that's all you can do. And another team hoping for the best right now, the New York Yankees. Are
Yep.
you disappointed with your Yankees? Are you impressed with the Rays? Are you frustrated? Are you going to shower with a toaster tonight?
Well, I do think I'm gonna have to shower with a toaster tonight, but I won't say I'm impressed with the Rays. I am impressed with Randy
Randy
Arozarena, though. That
Arozarena.
dude, he's batting 600 with a 1.886 OPS and 3 home runs. Like,
No,
if
not
you,
OPS, slugging.
yeah, no, and his slugging
Slugging.
is high too. Like, he is going crazy. So, if I'm the Yankees, I'm walking him every time. Even like the Diamondbacks did with Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds came up in the 9th inning with the bases loaded, and they were up by 2, and they walked him. Like, I don't care if the bases are loaded. You walk that man. Like, do not let him hit. But outside of that, I'm more disappointed in the Yankees. Game 1, they played like the Yankees, and they won that way. Game 2, they tried to outraise the Rays, and it's like that scene in Moneyball where they say you can't beat the Yankees trying to play like the Yankees. You can't beat the Rays trying to play like the Rays. So the Yankees tried to get cute, and they lost because of it. If the Yankees don't get cute that game and let Devi pitch or start Hap from the jump, maybe it's a different story. But they tried to get cute. They lost. And I think they were banking on winning all of the odd games because the odd games would be Cole, Tanaka, Cole. And then Tanaka blew up yesterday. So they're in trouble. But I do think if they can somehow win today with Jordan Montgomery and Devi, because I do think they're going to kind of do that weird bullpen thing again. If they can somehow get a win today, I like their odds tomorrow with Garrett Cole on the mound. But I don't think they get a win today.
Yeah, wow, that's big. Obviously, Garrett Cole gives them the best chance to win. I want to give a quick shout out to my mom's favorite baseball player, notorious power hitting slugger Kevin Kiermaier. Just
That so
Three-run homer.
coming coming into that game, I was looking up some stats, and the only Rays hitter that like does really well in Tanaka is Kevin Kiermaier. I don't know why. Kevin Kiermaier's not a good hitter, but for some reason he just has Tanaka's number. So when he hit that, which I mean, to be fair, he should not have been coming up with two runners on. It was it was a 3-2 count to Adames. Tanaka threw a strike, should have been a strike. Runner was stealing. Higgy gunned him out at second, but it didn't count. So it should have been a strike him out double play, strike him out, throw him out double play, and then Kiermaier comes up. But Dump didn't call it, so gotta live with it.
It's your mom's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Shout out Alex's mom. Both of our moms have some good stuff going. It's your mom's birthday, and my mom's favorite player in the whole wide world hit a ball about 6 million feet off of big game Tanaka.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Kiermaier owns Tanaka for some reason, but it sucks. I mean, the umps definitely played a role in that. It should have been a strike him out, throw him out before Kevin Kiermaier came up, but you didn't get that call, and I think it kind of rattled him. And then gave up the 3-run home run, and then first pitch the next inning was a solo shot. And if that's Tanaka's last pitch as a Yankee, I'm gonna be sad, but I don't see why the Yankees would bring him back, unfortunately. But I mean, it's gonna be sad because the umps definitely had a big effect on that.
Yeah, this umpiring's been terrible. Angel Hernandez was behind the plate last night for Kershaw. That was rough. CB Buckner, like we said, absolutely terrible. Called a pitch that may have hit Jupiter's orbit against Glaber in the ninth inning. Just absolutely got him. But let's just talk about the real unseen hero of the New York Yankees so far this postseason, Giancarlo Stanton, who's gotten a lot of crap for being a disappointment, who has been one of the best hitters in baseball when he's healthy. But we saw it last year. He wasn't very healthy. And now 6 home runs in 5 postseason games, hitting 368. I mean, how happy are you for that guy?
I'm ecstatic for him. I mean, I've been on the he's gonna turn around at some point train since we got him, and to finally see him come through in the postseason. I mean, dude has a home run cycle in the ALDS. Like, what? How? That's crazy. But to finally see him come through, just build that confidence up. I mean, I hope the Yankees come back and win the series because I'd love to see him in the ALCS and then hopefully in the World Series because I do think he's just going to continue mashing. And if he hits one tonight, he'll now hold the record for most home runs in a Yankees postseason. So I want to see him keep mashing. I'm very happy for him because Yankee fans have been ruthless to him because he's always been hurt. And when he's been healthy, when he's been half healthy, he hasn't looked good. But when he is healthy, he mashes the ball. And that's why the Yankees got him.
Yeah, and the Rays are piggybacking Ryan Yarbrough off of the opener Ryan Thompson. And the Yankees are relying on Jormont and probably Davey, like you said. Which of those tandems do you think can go deeper and just pitch better?
So I think the Yankees tandem can go deeper because it is 2 starters. I think the Yankees plan is hope the Yankees plan is get 3 out of Monty, 3 out of Debbie, and then hope each one of them maybe gives up a run. So you're going into the 7th, and the Rays have only scored twice. But if it also depends on how the game shakes out. If the Yankees can score early, I do think that definitely calms Monty down. And maybe you save Debbie because maybe Cole doesn't look good. I don't think that will happen, but maybe Cole doesn't look good game 5. You can throw Debbie out there and say, go get him, kid. But so if the getting out to a big lead early would be key for either team because you're going to rattle the other side. And I think that'll be it. Because if the Rays go down big, I think they'll just pack it in and say, you know what, let's save our guys. We got game 5. But if the Yankees get down early, they're going to throw everybody that they can to get back in the game. And if they do come back, they're not going to have them for game 5. So whoever can get out to a lead early will be key.
Yeah, I think if I'm Kevin Cash and the Rays, I'm putting everything on this game because as well as the Rays have done against Garrett Cole, he's still at very worst the second best pitcher in baseball.
Yep.
So, I mean, I would not want to face him in a game 5 scenario. We saw that last year with the Astros. Didn't turn out well for him, even though, G-Man Choi and Randy Rosarena just take Garrett Cole to daycare on the weekends. But
It's it's crazy. But no, I trust Garrett Cole against anybody not named Jacob deGrom. And last time I checked, Jacob deGrom's not on the Rays. So if the Yankees can get it to Game 5, I think they take the series. But I do think the series will end tonight in Game 4.
what's your score prediction?
8-6 Rays. I think it'll be high scoring.
Okay. I'm thinking a little lower. I'm thinking 4-2 Rays. I think the Yankees are just kind of done. I think Yarborough's been really good against every team that's not the Boston Red Sox. I think he gets it done. And Ryan Thompson maybe gives up a run or two, but I don't see Yarbrough giving up much to that offense. Throws like 86, but it looks like 98 for some reason.
Yeah, no, he's a weird guy because all his pitches have life on them. They're not fast, but they get on you quick. It's much like Debbie. Debbie's the same way. Debbie doesn't throw above 93 often, but there's something about it. It gets on you really quick.
Yeah, and let's talk about, in my opinion, the most exciting game of the night last night. Most exciting series so far, Dodgers Padres. Clayton Kershaw, man, the myth, legend. I mean, looking at it as a final result, 6 innings, 3 runs, leaving the game with a lead. That's obviously not, what you want out of him ideally, but that's still a very solid start. By no means a failure. Left his team with a chance to lead. But that 6th inning was absolutely terrifying because of how shockingly similar it was to Game 5 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Low and in slider to an elite right-hand hitting third baseman, pulls it for a homer. Just a pitch that you think, how did he get that? How did he possibly get that out of here?
It was a good pitch, but it was a better swing.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
shocked he took it deep too.
Yeah, and then back-to-back next batter, lefty, first or second pitch, hanging slider.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Hosmer just hit that ball about 6 million feet. Slider didn't slide. I was terrified. As a Kershaw fan, as a Dodger fan, I was terrified.
Understandably so. I mean, if the Padres are that team that if they're having fun, they're gonna beat you, and they're gonna beat you big. So that kind of got the ball rolling, and it was like, oh no, here comes Kershaw, and it's gonna happen again, and we're gonna be talking about playoff Kershaw again. But luckily for you and for Dodgers fans everywhere, that didn't happen. That 9th inning though was insane.
Yeah, we don't have to talk about playoff Kershaw. We can talk about playoff Kershaw. He's been decent.
Yep.
We can also talk about playoff Cody Bellinger, who's been just absolutely insane. Starting off the year hitting under 200, under that Mendoza line, comes back, hits like I think 330 from the game 30 on. In the playoffs, hitting 280, homer, couple ribbies. And, last night was just the magnum opus of Cody Bellinger kind of trying to reclaim that status of, I don't suck in the playoffs. I'm not going to suck in the playoffs. I'm going to help lead my team to a World Series. That insane robbing that go-ahead homer from Fernando Tatis Jr. in the 7th inning. Brusdar Graterol throwing his glove and his hat into the stands. Manny Machado being Manny Machado. He can do whatever he wants. As soon as someone else raises their head, starts yelling at them. I mean, what's up with that? He bat flips 30 feet and you can't handle a guy throwing his glove?
So, okay, should Manny have freaked out? No. But I do think it's weird for Gratterall to get that hype. Like, bro, you just gave up a bomb. Like, Cody bailed you out, but you got rocked. Like, you can, hat tip, whatever, celebrate. But to throw your glove and hat, come on, dog. That's a little, like, if you struck him out, maybe. Like, you got in a bases loaded jam, struck him out. Yeah, you want to celebrate? Cool. But you just gave up a bomb. Like, chill out a little bit. Manny should not have gotten as mad as he did. Like, bro, you just bat flipped like 2 innings ago. Relax. But I do think Gratterall was kind of out of pocket.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, but Cody coming in just looking absolutely big like he always does. Just I didn't see it happen. I just know I got Gratterall's back. It's like,
Yep.
all right.
It was an amazing play. An amazing play.
No, absolutely. I think that might be what Brewstar was more happy about. Just I didn't sell
Oh,
this
for
game.
sure.
Awesome. Great. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
And I just want to say Manny Machado, ruined the career of Dustin Pedroia with a stupid slide.
Yeah.
Just been a boneheaded player, and he talks a lot for a guy who's hitting under 200 in the playoffs over almost 30 games.
I will say since he moved to San Diego, he's become a lot more likable. I'll give him credit to that because when he was on Baltimore and the Dodgers, I did not like him at all. And now he's become one of my, I won't say one of my favorite players in the league, but he's definitely climbing up that list. He's a lot of fun to watch. He has fun. Yesterday, like I said, don't know why he freaked out like he did, but he does talk a lot. But up until, I mean, this regular season, every time he talked, he could back it up. I mean, he had a great regular season. He's in the MVP race, but the playoffs he hasn't really performed yet.
Yeah, the real Padres MVP last night though, Kenley Jansen.
Yeah.
Just it makes me
he
so frustrated every time.
he's not, in past years when he came in the game, you knew it was over. Now it's like, which Kenley Jansen are we going to get? Are we going to get lockdown Kenley, or are we going to get blow the game wide open Kenley? And for that reason, I do think. Do I think the Padres are going to come back? No, not necessarily. But I wouldn't be shocked. Like the Dodgers looked beatable, and they looked beatable in Game 1 too. But it was just one big inning, kind of doomed them. But Game 2 kind of exposed that. The gave the Padres life. They lost, but if there's ever such thing as a moral victory in the playoffs, that was that. They showed, we can hang with these guys. They're not this unstoppable juggernaut. And we'll have to see today. If they don't win today, it's wraps. But if they can get a win today, I do think we'll go to Game 5.
Yeah, and it feels like, obviously it is that the Padres are avoiding pitching Chris Paddock. Because of just how bad he's been and how bad he was against the Dodgers. I think they scored 7 or 8 runs on him when they faced each other in the regular season at Petco. The Padres have used a lot of pitchers. I don't think there's enough depth, and they're pitching Adrian Morejon today, who's thrown like maybe 2 innings tops this year so far. Great prospect, but I just don't think he's built up enough.
He's supposed to be their guy in the future, but like you said, I don't know if he's ready to pitch in the playoffs against the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, we said, in a 60-game series, it's easy, or 60-game season, excuse me, it's easy for a team that may be a year behind schedule for regular playoffs to sneak in there. Padres have done great against the Cardinals. It's still a success of a season, even if they lose to the Dodgers in 3, which I hope happens. I think it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
It sucks that it's on MLB Network, and for some reason Spectrum doesn't carry it on streaming, so I have to use less than legal methods, allegedly.
Yeah, I have Hulu, so I will also be using those less than legal methods to watch the game. But I'm hoping it's a fun one. I'm hoping the Padres pull it out because I want to see more baseball, and I really like watching the Padres play. So I hope they pull it out, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, and I don't know how much of this Dodgers just regular season you watched, but Brewstar, Gratterall, Victor Gonzalez, and Blake Trinan have all looked great so far. Who do you think is going to take over that 9th inning role for the Dodgers?
I would go with Brewstar. Like that dude, just casually throws 101. Like it doesn't look like he's trying, and it's 101, 101, 101. It's like, how do you do that? Like the Dodgers robbed Boston, Minnesota. They got Mookie and Brewstar. Like I don't know how either team agreed to that, but they did, and you guys got 2 studs. But I would definitely go with Brewstar in the 9th now.
Yeah, and speaking of that, just trade once again. Belly's been pretty adamant about it. Whoops, what the heck? Okay, let's go back to that. Speaking of that trade, Belly's been adamant about it. Justin Turner's been adamant about it. the Dodgers staff has felt like they've been a leadoff hitter away, a true solid leadoff
Mhm.
hitter away. They got that in Mookie Betts, right-handed leadoff hitter who's just mashed all postseason, been exactly what they needed. And even with guys like Justin Turner and Max Muncy being down for a little bit during the year, and even a little bit into the playoffs, Turner hasn't been amazing. Muncy really started to heat up last night. Having that guy in your lineup just means so much different.
Yeah, and having that guy could mean like, okay, he's a middle of the road player, but he's very good at leadoff. But you got Mookie Betts, who's like a top 3 player in the league. Adding that anywhere in your lineup is huge. But then, like you said, they kind of have been that one piece away, and that one piece just happened to be the second best player in baseball. Um, it's huge for them, and maybe this is the year they get over the hump. I didn't think it would be, but Mookie has definitely kind of proved me wrong so far.
And just something a little sadder for me. If the Dodgers do get beat in a series, how does it happen?
I see. I really like the Padres' chances coming in because I thought if someone's going to beat them, they're going to have to out hit them. And I thought if there is a team that can out hit them, it is the Padres with Machado, Hosmer, Tatis, and Moreland. But I really don't know. The team that's going to beat them is going to have to slow down their bats somehow. Their pitching's going to have to limit them. How to go about that? I have no clue because there's very few holes in that lineup. Um, but and that's why I think maybe this is the year they get over the hump. Um, but if a team can't out hit them, they have no shot.
Yep. Alex, thank you so much for coming here and talking to me today, letting me rag on the Yankees. I love it. Love having you on. Got any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Yankees, don't get cute tonight. Just please win. Please win. Don't let me shower with a toaster tonight.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing to the Dodgers. You know, if I am going to watch this game on my laptop, seeing 17 ads in 17 different languages, just win. Just win. All right. Everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Alex, hope you have a great rest of your day. Go enjoy your
You
mom's
too,
birthday. Yeah,
for
I'll see you
sure.
next week.
Yep, sounds good.